Okay.
Hey, finally, we got this going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're back for another future summit with Pele. Uh, she's going to ask me questions. I don't know what we're going to cover today. So we're just going to talk human design and astrology and spirituality and alignment and purpose and self-mastery probably. So if you like those things, go ahead and stay tuned. We've done, I think this is the third or fourth
Mm-hmm.
of these. So I'm excited to get into this. I'm in a walker right now. You'll see it in the camera frame because I broke my ankle like almost 2 weeks to tomorrow, to the day tomorrow. So we're just, we're chopping it up the way we can. There's no wall behind me because
So
I
you are
can't get
so.
into my girl.
Mhm.
I am I got told I got a trying to find the right words. I got yelled at, sort of spoken to harshly by my orthopedic guy because he's like, you're I told you I'm supposed to crawl out of the house if the house is on fire. I'm not to touch any toes on the floor on that broken foot, nothing. And it amazed me because, and it also shamed me because I walked to the car after I broke it. And, I walked around in the house after that when I got home and made myself tea and all that stuff. I was trying to keep my normal routine and just walk it off. And not everything can be walked off, man. There's no reason to
Mm,
there's no reason to not be more tender on yourself. That's not a good thing. I could have caused so much more damage.
yeah, I'm just glad we figured it out. You figured it out so that you can start repairing right away. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, the swelling wasn't going down, so I knew something was more advanced and we needed to get that looked at.
Mm,
But I'm not sad because I was getting out of the house to the markets and doing something different, trying something, seeing if I could get better at it. Sucking at something's the first step to being good at anything. So you gotta suck a little bit and embrace it and see where you get. So
well,
it was
listen,
worth it in that
I
way.
think you're gonna come back greater than before, personally. You know what I mean? I think you're not gonna be the same. I think you'll be transformed, not just physically, but I think in all the ways, just knowing you. And I don't think you're gonna
Yeah.
also, I think your physical health is gonna also improve a lot too once this repairs. Because it's giving you time to like really give yourself real genuine attention and care.
I've been resting a lot, taking more naps. And my body just feels like it's in repair mode. So I feel tired quicker in the day and it's different. I'm not used to that. But what else am I gonna do but listen, you know?
This is gonna be different, y'all.
I've decreased the
Um,
caffeine intake because what's the point of caffeine, when you're sitting still like this and you're already feeling like I said a firefly in a jar? Like what are you gonna do? Make yourself crazier. So it's actually a lot of little baby improvements that are happening. I'm eating cleaner because I'm not able to go cheat. You know, I'm not. I only have what I have at home in front of me that's easy to make, which is good healthy food that I've provided for myself. So my imbalances are getting worked on. I've been wearing a weighted vest to hop around on my weak foot because my
oh
dominant foot
man,
is broken. So
yeah.
I'm still training, it's just a different kind of training.
Girl, well, we can't wait till you get healthier and healthier so that you get back out there and do your thing in the gym
I'm
and
like,
elsewhere.
can't wait.
Um, so now I have questions for you.
I'm down.
All right, let's go. What major lessons is humanity learning right now?
As a total,
Collective.
honestly, uh, yeah, feelings are important, but you can't dictate other people's actions based on your feelings.
Oh
Peop
shit.
it's there's too much of a culture of I was sort of we were just talking about this, Michael and I, on our podcast this weekend, but I'll say it again because it's true. People have been sheltered from having hard experiences or Even you can even look at it like from the comedy sense. Like everybody's been PC for so long that the whole society is going to learn how to have hurt feelings again and have thick skin again. Like we're collectively, I think we're getting tired of being told what to think and feel. Also, certain pattern recognitions globally are coming up, and we're realizing that things aren't okay, and they haven't been okay for a really long time, and a lot of what we were taught is bullshit. It's in a macro sense. I decided to take uh, Arabic and Hindi on Duolingo, which get led to another curiosity of mine. I've had a Quran laying around in my books, but I've never read it. So I'm didn't want to try to look for that, but I got on Spotify and started to listen to the Quran in English version, and I'm expanding my own mind with cultures that I was forbidden to even consider growing up as a Christian. And I'm learning that this story of brothers, Abrahamic brothers, um, is a family story, not a anti-hero hero story. So in a lot of ways, you got to get uncomfortable and start breaking these conditioning rules. And I think that's what a lot of the greater community is dealing with as well, is deconditioning. And part of that is not being coddled.
Wow, not being coddled. So what do
Hmm.
so with all that said, like what will, what values will become more important in the future?
Authenticity over everything, embracing the cringe. I think we're going to be less of a culture of telling people things and more questions being asked, more learning how to ask better questions instead of foisting opinions on other people. We have a lot of talking heads right now and have had for the last 40 years being told, spoon fed, and I think we're all going like with this unlearning process. We have to relearn how we take in every single piece of data, including the news. The news is going to have to be overhauled as well, because none of us know what the truth is anymore.
Mm,
So it's going to go all the way deep, all the way deep.
hmm.
So our values is not like finding fake news or fact finding. It's like inner truths and asking better questions so we can actually have better understanding instead of trying to just
Be right.
answer be right and have an answer for every single fucking time.
Hmm. So,
or
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's okay, or predicted like status quo. The status quo is crumbling, so that's
Oh,
great. We don't like that. That's broken anyways.
well, since you said that, like what old systems are nearing the end of their usefulness.
The Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
That's one of them. I like back to how information is shared, and uh, I think marginal again, back to the rave situation where the people that have been autistic or retarded or any other word that people want to use, or neurodivergent or have learning disabilities, or every word thrown at you in the book, are going to be shining. So all of these status quos that told us to marginalize these people are getting broken. The status quo of you're going to have to look a certain way, you're going to have to act a certain way, you're going to have to fit into this certain mold. We're I mean, the rich, the super ultra wealthy will always have the elite thing that they always do. They'll always wear khaki and navy blue and like white shirts and all this, white sneakers. They'll always do that typical shit. But I think we're not going to worship that as much anymore. It's going to be they're going to be under more scrutiny. People are already very unhappy with the underground bunkers that the rumors of or that people are being told that they're being built. So there is already a setup for whether it's true or not, whether these people have bunkers or not. The ground layers are being set for an eat the rich even more as we go. So I see more rioting, more stealing from grocery stores, more getting by to get by, more roughnecks. Just there's going to be some lawlessness for a while. So all these status quos are going out the window. The decency, what people think is decent, is going to become a little bit more of a Robin Hood situation. It's like, not are you stealing, but why are you stealing? Or like, well, what's the motive behind it? And are you going to turn around and help people with that? Like, you know, I guess I'll turn a blind eye. So it's there's that's I think why they've installed new cameras at the self checkouts and stuff in a lot of
Mm.
places, anti-theft. And the other day my friend went to the grocery store and she went to check out like one thing and that's all she had in her cart. But the anti-theft system was going off, like she had more in her cart that she needed to purchase, and it was causing a slowdown. But that's the kind of shit we're having to deal with because the companies know that things are going to get squeezed even more. The issues with shipments aren't getting better. Global shipments aren't getting better. That's still happening. The fertilizer is still going to continue to be an issue. Food scarcity is still going to be an issue unless you're connected locally. So there's all these systems that are collapsing, all of them,
Yeah,
essentially. Like we're gonna have probably wind up doing bartering systems for a lot of things we need to survive
that
with.
I agree. I agree. That's exactly what's even been predicted in human design. It's going back to the future looks more like the past.
Yeah,
What
more
spiritual,
analog.
yeah, more spiritual, what spiritual themes are emerging globally do you foresee?
That is, I'm unsure because that is incredibly individual. Everybody's spiritual experience is very, very near and dear to them, but I really feel like the Christian church is going to get a lot of scrutiny by proxy.
Ooh,
There's a lot of dead bodies and a lot of cover-ups and a lot of stuff that is going to be one of the systems that the people are going to get really, really short with here pretty soon. I do know that the Pope is doing his best to be more modern and show adaptability, because if they don't, the church is gonna have an inward issue where they won't have the people that they need come in church, and the systems will collapse in and of itself. But
not just that, but the youth are not interested. The young
no,
generation are not going to carry those traditions.
I don't think that the Judeo-Christian connection is going to be very healthy in the future
Mm,
either. That's going
mm.
to be a very big complication. That story is not done being told. It's still very unwritten. There's a lot of stuff going on religiously. So spirituality wise, it's going to become more individual, more private. I feel like more because in a lot of ways the people that are wanting to remain staunchly faithful and be fundamental about it aren't going to want to talk about it
Mm.
because there's going to be more what's the word I'm looking for? Connotations of connections that they're not going to be proud of in the long run, probably. And it's just they're going to have to find a way to deal with that as we go. I really see that archaeology is probably going to continue to advance, and all our storyline is going to change entirely. And so our concepts of how old the earth is and what certain megalithic sites were for is going to continue to alter, and we're going to have to accept that everything we got taught in school is bullshit. So it's going to cause a huge meltdown in spirituality. Everything's going to get a lot more occult, a lot more individual, a lot more secluded, and a lot more knowledge of the self.
Mm.
One of my friends, it was beautiful. I predicted that she was going to write this book before she even thought she was going to write this book, but it's coming out and she's sending me a signed copy. I'm so excited. But one of my clients, tarot clients, she had just entered psychology school, and she's always been a tarot reader. So now she has both, and she was starting to learn about Freud and those principles. And I told her way back in the day that this she was going to turn this into something. She was going to synthesize something that nobody else has. Usually Carl Jung is what's associated with tarot and archetypes and the unconscious, but she's doing Freud. And I don't, to my knowledge, nobody's ever drawn a line between Freud and tarot before. So
Mm.
I think it's really pivotal and very interesting. But things like that, synthesis of two things, uh, two things being true at once, are going to come together in new ways. So perspectives are shifting spiritually as well as I think no system works alone, and we're really going to understand the depth of that as we go.
Hmm. What opportunities is humanity currently overlooking?
That's a weird answer. I don't really know because it's a blind spot. Like, you could say something as trite as being kind and not nice, but what does that even look like? You know,
Okay, well, how
it's
about what gives you the most hope about humanity's future?
the most hope about humanity's future. The fact that I feel like the analog is really going to save the planet. Like, coming back to that, I'm excited to see people working
Hmm.
with their hands again outside. I'm excited to see kids playing. I already do. Like, all these kids on e-bikes that are like kind of the new thing that's happening in cities. All these kids have e-bikes, but they're not playing video games at home. I'll tell you that.
Hello.
And I'm okay. I am okay. They're not so far. It doesn't appear that they're doing any mischievousness generally, except for kind of being in the way of traffic. They're not like going out to go tag buildings or commit vandalism. They're literally just going to learn how to ride better, and then like go on all around town because they can on these e-bikes. They can get a little further from the house than normal. So that's the kind of shit we're going to see, is a little technology with something analog. It's got a little steampunk kind of.
Nice, nice.
But I think that's going to be really good. I'm excited to see that. Innovation is going to be different. It's going to be more community based and more beneficial to people. It's not going to be corporations as much.
Okay. And what are we not paying attention to that will become important later? I have an answer for that.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I
number
have
one,
some ideas. I mean,
mine
I
is folks fucking alignment. They're not paying attention to their alignment at all.
that's a good one.
They're basing it in comparisons. They're not basing it, and they're basing it on others' opinions, if not
Yeah,
opinions,
that's going away.
recommendations, strategies, and suggestions. It's not on their
That's
real
old.
true alignment.
Yeah.
That's
No.
my take.
That's
But
that's 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 going the way of the dodo for sure. As far as like not considering your alignment. That's I think people are so much more leaning towards the way Gen Z especially is quitting jobs the way they are, like the second some fuck shit is happening,
And
instead
they're
of
just going their own
tolerating it,
direction.
they're just like, fuck this. Fuck this. I'm creating my own lane. And I love that. I love that for
Me
society.
too.
I'm so into that. They're not paying attention to that nearly enough. But I was thinking,
You know, you made a key point there
do,
because I was asking myself what kind of a world are future generations trying to create, and honestly, they're creating autonomy,
yeah,
independence. They're creating like
largely.
literally smaller collectives, if not groups, pentas. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really the future. The future generation is going to still be supported, but completely different and individually. And it's not really survival of the fittest anymore. It's more of survival of the aligned. You
It's
know what
I
I'm
think
saying? Like, are you
it
aligned with the values of the people you connect with and collaborate with? Because
yeah,
collaboration is going to matter so much while still preserving
it
your
really is about
individual
connection.
autonomy.
It really is. I it's not connection as far as association, like followers, right? It's not that. But I think that's what people should be paying attention to more is presence and connection, true listening, true opening up, true connection, not surface. People are moving more towards um the B4 movement is a really good example, like women are wanting to go celibate and not
Korea
deal
is
with men.
done.
That's going global. There's abstinence from drinking. People don't want to do that. People are
Yeah,
not smoking
alcohol's gone
anymore.
down a lot.
It's cigarettes again, tobacco products on the dip. People are more interested in being in their bodies, I think, and that's going to continue, but it's really about presence and connection, more plugged in instead of distracted. People are really balking against smartphones and they want analog phones back. If they're going to have something, call me. Like I'm not going to be fucking around on social media. People fucking hate social media right now.
Yeah.
It's not just your soul and my soul not wanting to do it. It's quite literally this oppressive programming that people are really sick of.
Yeah, that's the breaking up of the big, massive collective consciousness because we're switching individual and it's so fast. I can feel it. And even with the nodes right now are in the individual gate, it's showing. So, like, I have to ask, what collective energy do you feel is the strongest right now?
Hmm. I love these questions. They are really stumping me today in some ways
It's
because I
okay.
haven't I haven't been outside so much the last 2 weeks, so I don't have a visceral touch, smell, see, taste
It's
plug
okay.
on how people are vibing, but I can go through my astrology group and use that. I think honestly, people are just very, very turned on right now, and they need something to do with that. Like, there's a lot of sexual energy happening right now, for real. And I think it's creative based in a way. I don't, because it's not like it's focused on any one person. It's just like people are titillated right now and they want to just be in that and be loud about it. And it's going around. Like the group chats, like 2 nights ago, were crazy. I saw some big dicks. I saw some big dicks in the group chat, and they're not even allowed to be in the group chat. But that was fun. Like everybody was having like there was some people were drinking and twerking and like like it was just like there's just a celebration of um sacral energy, really. I don't know how else to describe it.
Okay. What,
And that's great.
yeah, that's okay. What industries or fields will become unexpectedly important?
Yeah, like we're gonna get more AI prompting, more people hiring people to do AI prompting. And um I know personally, I know somebody who's looking for paralegal people to prompt for paralegal stuff because he's a lawyer and he wants to recession proof his business.
Mm.
And so he loves AI and he leans heavily into the usage of it. So he's creating a law office, a digital law office, which I love, which is so necessary. So make it so that people can get um, things that were held behind paywalls for cheaper or free. Like that's the type of shit that's going on. I think college degrees are going to be like jokes in the next 15 years max. Like
Mhm.
Ivy Leagues, they'll still have the name, but nobody's going to give a shit. Nobody's going to be
No
hiring
one
based on an
cares.
Ivy League education at this
Yeah, what do
point.
you know? Right.
There's
What do you
there's
know?
kids that are on TikTok doing STEM that are smarter than people coming out of the universities and all these
They're
respected
so behind.
institutions.
They are so
Institutions are broken. So we're going to continue to see trends towards that. And it's exciting.
okay.
Like self-taught people,
Yep. Autodidacts. Hello. Shout
gifted,
out.
just naturally gifted people, savants have, like, you're not going to be judged on your appearance the same as long as you bring something to the table and have something to say. I think even the algorithm's going to have to change, which I'm so looking forward to because sometimes I don't like showing up with makeup on. Like I don't feel like it. So I don't always want to wear a filter either. So like in order to get your stuff seen, you have to have one or the other at the very least. And I think that's going to be less and less. We're going to be
Less and less.
finding
It's more
ways
about what you're
to
talking about. Right? Yeah.
increase our people are balking against the attention span thing. So they're training their brains for long form content. So our training is going to go for, well, maybe they're not aesthetic, but they have something really great to say and I'm going to sit here and listen to them. In fact, they're kind of quirky and that quirkiness is growing on me and I'm kind of liking it. So I think beauty standards too are going to also shift something crazy because the nerds are going to be hot for once.
Right. Mm. Okay. Will people become more connected or more isolated in the future? I know you mentioned a dibble and a dabble of
Yes.
that, but
A
are
little
they
a little column A, a little column B because we're so used to global connections. It's going to be at times harder to communicate globally. Mainly because I stand on it. There's going to be internet blackouts.
and
There's
electricity blackouts?
it's just say that electricity. Well, yeah, like there's going to be things that are planned to make our lives harder. So we have to roll with those punches. I'm warning people in every podcast I make that there's going to be rolling blackouts for the internet. We have to figure out how to deal with this. I've been talking about this probably for 6 months by now.
Mm.
So it's something I continue to see. And as much as I depend on the internet and love connecting through the internet, the connection is going to change in that respect. So we're in some ways we're going to be less connected, but we're going to be more present in our current reality right here, right now, in front of us. So it's yes and no, yes and no. So we're gonna maybe get back into handwriting letters. That would be cool. Like, but the mail systems are gonna be sketch too.
It's going to be sketchy, right?
Excuse me.
Exactly. What collective strengths are beginning to awaken?
Well, and everything goes back to individuality and authenticity. Everything. All roads lead back to that. So there's no way more way simple I can say it. People will be celebrated for their weird shit. So that's the biggest thing that comes to mind with that question. Pluto and Aquarius is a very long transit. very long transit,
Mhm.
and it rules over everything we're talking about: community, networking, the internet. I mean, Gemini has certain ownership of the internet as well, especially with Uranus there, but um there's circuit boards belong to Aquarius in my opinion. Like it's just there's data, knowing, just instant knowing is going to be more difficult. So it's just we're going to be forced to die and rebirth a lot of things when it comes to our community and what we know. The nodes, literally, and like maybe I don't really know the exact date, but this summer the nodes are changing from Pisces Virgo to, it's going to be, I think, Aquarius and Leo, because it goes backwards.
Us.
So it's we're going to have north node pressure in that Aquarius house as well. So we're going to have to be letting go of, like, as it's a weird axis because we have that needing to shine and be the center of the stage in Leo, but that's going to be in the south node. So we have to choose to find our individuality within communities. And I was
Mm.
trying to stress, I was talking to another girl that is market like me, and she's very much a homebody at this point, mom of like three or four, and she's taking care of kids all the time, but she's always at home and she's never feeling right in her body. So I said, you go get lost in a crowd once or twice a month at the very least. At the very least, you don't have to talk to nobody. People suck sometimes. You don't really want to talk to everybody. I get it. She's a Scorpio. She
That
wants
part.
to lurk if she, but just literally wear your sunglasses and go park yourself somewhere where the people are in proximity and recharge your batteries at the very least.
Okay, that's wisdom. What collective lesson keeps repeating until we learn it?
The second we let people tell us what it is, we're being foolish. The sec we keep giving away our agency. We want somebody to come save us. That's where it's at. That's not going to happen. We have to be more active participants in our own lives.
Okay.
That's it. That's the answer. I'm very
Yes.
long-winded normally, but that's the answer.
And what's
That's
the
what's going to
next
keep
major
repeating.
chapter in in the human history that you can see or feel or sense?
Well, I mean, beyond the analog and the geeks and the nerds all having brain, we're going to figure out road systems and building things in a way that makes sense. Better coping skills for the heat. More, our
Yes.
communities are going to be built on mutual benefit instead of bleeding areas dry. I feel like we're with our farming industry, especially, we're going to stop growing this bullshit corn stuff because people don't want that no more. We don't want the corn syrup. We don't want corn in every piece of food that
The
we
extra
eat.
sugar and all of
We
that.
I know other countries buy that shit from us too, but like honestly, we're going to we
Poison.
already have depleted the soil. So we have to rotate the crops eventually. We can't just rely on fucking fertilizer to make do. We have to actually start rotating crops and being more mindful. So
Yes.
our societies are going to be more, what's the word? It starts with a P and it's about gardening. It's when people plant, oh my God,
Permaculture?
permaculture. So there's more permaculture, less landscaping. It's going to look very real, very analog.
Yeah, fuck. Stop planting fucking random ass fucking palm trees and leave the mango and avocado trees alone.
Like citrus
Fuck, that's
trees
real
instead of
money.
the Bradford pear trees that give nobody anything, like that's California built for citrus down here, and they've taken down a lot of
And
the
vineyards.
just
Shit.
like so much. We're my local area is gonna in the next 10 to 15 years become a very big hot spot for wine. Huge.
Mm.
But that's been something coming down the pike since 2018 or longer. That's something that's, that'll be fun to see. But it's just a whole different thing, a whole different vibe. And like everything that we've struggled with, like a lot of people, oh, well, I wish I could homestead, or I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. The society's going to force them to start doing it, and they're not going to love it at first, but they'll get good at it with time. And
Yeah,
then their
exactly.
future generations will be even better at it. But the young people are going to be the ones having to figure out how to garden in new ways and deal with
Yes.
these structures. So we're going to be going back and I think consulting a lot of native cultures, finally giving them a chance to shine as well as the neurodivergence. We're going to have to go back to the source. Otherwise, we won't survive.
Mm. Okay. If humanity
Tribal.
has a soul, yes, absolutely. Like, if humanity has a soul, right? What is it trying to become? If that's too complex of a question, it's okay.
That's a interesting question. Well, I mean,
Because I have it, I can see
enlightened,
it.
I guess. That's the first answer that comes to my mind is enlightened, which means cohesion, heart brain cohesion, alignment, all of these things fall under enlightenment. So when you're
Hmm.
walking and living in your element, your purpose, your higher self, your perfect human design, then you know, you're in enlightenment in its own way. Enlightenment is not a state that's permanent. You get there and
Yeah.
you come down, you learn another lesson, and you get back up. But I think that's where we're headed. I think that's what humans are really getting at is not a fake egoic enlightenment, not a church enlightenment, not a I'm a good soldier enlightenment. It's quite literally a new kind of being, just being.
Hmm.
That's probably why
What
we
region?
talk about mutations.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Not,
Um,
you're good. Go ahead. I'm conscious of the time though. You said you had a time limit, and
it's
I,
okay. It's okay, girl. What
okay.
region of the world do you feel will become increasingly influential?
Well, again, because I feel like everything's getting inverted. Every place that you think of as a third world country, places that haven't had a voice, places like Bangladesh, where the clothing industry, the polyester bullshit has decimated and destroyed. Like, we're going to flip this shit on its ear, and these industries are having to clean up after themselves, and it's going to take a lot of work. It's got to take a lot of work, but for these third world countries to actually come up, but they're going to teach us a lot of lessons about survival, and we're going to realize how essential they are because they've
Mm,
been doing it this entire time. And we'll
mm.
we'll get our asses handed to us, and we'll need them.
Well, while you're there, what does abundance look like in the future?
Well, like you said, like having those fruit trees where you can just go outside and get what you need. Get it. It means
Mm.
I believe, having access to water, having access to food, and it's as the basics, having work that provides for a brand new mother and maternity leave and respect for the way women's cycles work even and having work weeks that are compliant to how those work for women and giving more grace to the differences in our bodies. We're going to learn a lot more about how women need to be functioning, and that's going to change a lot about societal structures and feminism and what we think works versus what is actually going to be healthy.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
excited. It's gonna be a good time if I live that long. But science will catch up.
It is exciting though. I'm not even joking. Like it's really exciting. Okay. Now, I mean, lastly here, like what aspect of human potential remains largely untapped?
Critical thinking skills.
Mm,
Like, because everybody's been farming out those those critical thinking skills in order to be saved or be told what to do by the news or having a politician promise things they don't keep, all these ways we put responsibility outside of us.
hmm.
That's a big deal. So that that
Ooh.
that's what that critical thinking skills is what we're not working on at this, but need to and will be forced to.
I have no, I thought that was my last question. I got one last question actually.
Okay.
In human design, Ra, who is the messenger, has said in the future, 2027 onward, the secrets go away. The
Okay.
secrets go away. And,
Well,
you
we're seeing
know,
evidence of that
I
happening
want to
now.
hear what you think of that.
Okay, we'll put it like this. This is a really good way to put it without getting political. I don't want to get political. But the conspiracy theories that we continue to see being true
Wow.
is a form of there's no more secrets. We get validated with our knowings that we've had for a long, like that's the tinfoil hat society in a large degree has been right all along. Watching how everything has come out, everything that in the 90s would have made you a kook has actually come true. And there is global trafficking cabals and uh, the Diddy stuff and all these negative networks and um we're aware. We're aware more than ever of things coming to light in a way. So that's the secrets that are getting revealed. That's and again back with the self knowledge and the lean towards occult hidden, going towards the hidden. Those not only will the globe be confirmed with things like the conspiracy theories and other things people are saying have been true this whole time will be shown to be true, but our own personal truths will be revealed as well. So it's like post net clarity for the planet in a way.
Ah, post not clarity. Okay. Okay. I love this. Thank you. Thank
This is a
you.
good talk.
I had given you a ton of questions.
Thank you.
Let my sis breathe. And no, I said like I have a lot more, but we gonna save that for next session. Your answers were incredible. And I think
Some of
honestly a
those
lot of
questions almost stumped me. I almost got in the weeds with the I don't knows, but
mm-mm,
those are great
mm-mm.
questions. Very great questions.
Well, it was because we have a great psychic mind before us. So if you didn't actually, it was tying together. So this was wonderful. I
Yeah.
hope you all enjoy this. Um, our girl Katie, who is such a psychic receptive mind, but also like extremely futuristic. She, I'm not surprised by anything that you had mentioned today, because whether
Because
it's happening now or it's to come, yeah, yeah.
it's coming. And it's not, again, back with the feminine, it's not that we're going towards a matrilineal society necessarily, but we're understanding and appreciating the differences more and celebrating them and not trying to blend them together anymore.
I lied. I said I was going to wrap it up, but no, I have one last question. What message would you give humanity if everyone on Earth could hear it at once?
Embrace your authenticity now. Get real. Get real with yourself, even if it's uncomfortable. Start admitting things that make you squirm. Start writing them down. Start expressing them in some kind of way. Things that you are just so averted into yourself. Things that annoy you in other people are things that you hold in yourself. So look at all your flaws and start really not just downing, not for the purpose of doubting yourself or tearing yourself apart, but for the purpose of realizing that your limitations and admitting and living in your truth is going to set you free and create a style of creativity and controlling your life that nothing else will.
Yes. Oh, that was a fantastic fucking message. Yes. Yeah, ladies and gents, your life is created. You can't strategically kill yourself about it all the doggone time.
No,
So this
no,
was,
but you have to live in your truth, and you got first step is to be like, yeah, you know what? I have that darkness inside me, but it's not what defines me. It's part of my style. It's part of what makes me unique. It's part of what gives me a voice in this world, and part of what is real in me that you can see and relate to.
hmm. Okay. Right
Yeah.
on, Katie. Thank you,
Thank you for
darling.
this. I
I
appreciate you.
appreciate you. Jinx, yo. So it was a pleasure, everyone. And we're
Yeah.
going to be signing out.
Thank you.
Katie, much love, darling. And listen, have an incredible time. Please feel Godspeed. But I know this is taking you to greater heights, even in the midst of it feeling like complete shit.
The cards do be shuffling, and that's a phase. I've been telling people there's a time and a place for everything, and this is just the phase that is present right now. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we'll
Right
we'll
on.
push through.
Right on. It was a pleasure, y'all.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your time. And I love these conversations anytime we have them.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's my pleasure.
Okay.